We're driving through Ondulando, which is one of Ventura's hillside neighborhoods, and in this video we're actually going to talk about some of the pros and the cons of living in these hillside neighborhoods. By the way, my name is Leichtfuss. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure that you subscribe so that you can be the first to learn about any changes in the Ventura real estate market. And if you're thinking about buying or selling, whether it's in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to give me a call, send me a text, or even schedule a Zoom. All that information is down below in the description box. There are several hillside neighborhoods in Ventura, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about Skyline, Hidden Valley, Ondulando, and Clearpoint. Now, these neighborhoods are unique in that you can find homes that are sited on larger lots. I'm talking a ½ acre or greater. So if you're somebody that wants a little more space or to be able to spread out a little bit more, this is a great place to look. Obviously, being up here on the hillside, you are going to have the ability to purchase a home that has sweeping views of the Pacific Ocean and the Channel Islands. And some of these homes even have some really special canyon views. Again, just large, expansive canyon views. The overall feel of these neighborhoods leans closer towards rural than it does suburban. You're just as likely to see a coyote or a bobcat as you are your own neighbors when you're out and about for a walk. It is worth noting that of the four, Hidden Valley does have a compulsory homeowners association. So if you are anti-homeowner association, I certainly would not be looking in that little pocket. Clearpoint does have a voluntary HOA, but again, that is an option for homeowners to buy into if they would like to. Ondulando was the first to be developed back in the 1950s. It was followed by Skyline and Hidden Valley in the 60s, and then finally Clearpoint in the 70s. You can find homes that are newer built. I'm talking post 2017. In 2017, we did have the Thomas fire. But if you're somebody that wants a more modern, newer built single family home, that also has a view, this is going to be a great place for you to come and shop. Prices in these neighborhoods start around the $1.2 million mark, and that's going to be generally for something that's 2,000 square feet and will likely need to be updated. Prices can go all the way up to the record-setting sale that we just had a few months ago of $3,070,000. That was for a Thomas fire rebuild, so that was new construction, and that home was over 4,200 square feet, and again had that expansive view of ocean and islands. Now, let's touch on schools real quick. If you are living up in one of these four neighborhoods up here on the hillsides, your kids are going to feed into Poinsettia Elementary School or Cabrillo Middle School, and finally Ventura High School. If you're interested in the rankings of those schools, definitely check out greatschools.org or niche.com. Now, before we jump into the pros and cons, there is one special feature of the Ondulando neighborhood specifically that I do want to mention, and that is the Ondulando Club. Now, this is a private members-only club that you do have to pay a fee to be a member of, but if you are a resident homeowner here in the Ondulando neighborhood, you have a guaranteed spot. So if you want to opt into that, you are more than welcome to, and like I said, you have a spot reserved for you. Now, if you are not a homeowner here in Ondulando, you still have the option to join the wait list as long as you are referred by a current active member of the club. The club has a basketball court, tennis courts, a pool, as well as a newly rebuilt rec center that can be rented out for private parties or social gatherings with you and friends. I shot the next portion of this video at Arroyo Verde Park, which is directly west of the Skyline tract. Arroyo Verde is special for many reasons. It is over 129 acres and has bathrooms, picnic tables, 2 playgrounds, hiking trails, and dogs are allowed off-leash during designated hours. But the best part is, Arroyo Verde is home to the city's first fully inclusive play area. After the main play structure was lost in 2017, the city decided to reimagine it entirely, creating a space where children of varying abilities can play together with their families. The 10,750 square foot play area features a colorful play surface, new landscaping, gathering areas, swings, hammocks, balance beams, a sensory garden, a motion-inclusive carousel, embankment climbers, music play areas, and a sensory wall. Alright, on to the pros and cons. The most obvious con is going to be fires. So back in 2017, we had the Thomas fire, which started out in Santa Paula and blew west towards downtown. Nearly 500 homes were lost. So if you're purchasing a home up here on the hillsides, you want to make sure that you are talking to your insurance provider or your insurance broker fairly early on in the process to make sure that you can get coverage for your home. Now, if you are buying up here on the hillsides, chances are you are going to have to get your coverage through California Fair Plan, which is kind of the insurer of last resort. So it's It's not the best coverage, but it is likely going to be one of your options if you are purchasing a home here on the hillside. First pro that I want to talk about are obviously the views. You're going to be able to purchase a home up here with pretty expansive views of the Pacific Ocean or the Channel Islands. Some of these homes also have some pretty spectacular canyon views. The second con that I want to mention are the soils. So you are buying on a hillside. Most of the homes up here are probably going to be in fairly good condition as far as soil condition, but that's just certainly one more thing that you want to add to your due diligence process when you're buying a home on the hillside. Having a connection with a geotechnical engineer or a soil specialist or a foundation specialist is going to be pretty important if you have any type of concern when buying a hillside home. The second pro that I want to talk about are the availability of lots. So as I mentioned, the Thomas Fire came through in 2017. Most of those homes have been rebuilt, but there are still several that have not, and those owners are willing to sell those properties. So if you're looking to build something brand new from scratch, and you're looking for that lot that has that special view, coming up to the hillside here in Ventura is going to be your best bet. The third and final con is the walkability. So obviously being on a hillside, your streets are going to be much steeper, and if you're a young family, let's say you have 2 kids, they're both in a stroller, and you have a dog, and you just want to walk out your front door and go for a walk, bring your walking shoes because it's going to be a pretty steep endeavor. Now, for some folks, that is also a pro. If they don't have the kids and they don't have the dog and they just want a good exercise, just walking out their front door, they can get a pretty good hike in. The third pro is the availability of new construction. Not to keep harping on the fire or the Thomas Fire, but some of those properties that burnt down have finally been rebuilt and they are available for sale. So if you are somebody that wants something that was built in 2022, 23, or even being completed this year, again, with that special view, this is going to be the part of town that you want to come look in. Maybe I'm the ding dong. Kuhnhofer. Shoot. Social